Good afternoon. My name is John Watson. I'm the Dean of the School of Business at St. Bonaventure University. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some of the current happenings within the School of Business and within the university as well. Last spring, Sister Margaret Carney, the president of the university, and Jack McGinley, who is the president of our Board of Trustees, made a determination that one of the things that they would like to have all departments on campus do would be to review the academic programs within each of the schools of the university. As a consequence of that, a committee was formed to spearhead this and worked very diligently over the summer. In addition, we did some what I'll call trial program reviews during the summer months. Subsequent to that, during the fall, all of the academic programs have been reviewed within the School of Business. This has involved the accounting program, it involved the Business and Information Systems program, the finance program, the marketing program, and the management sciences program. At the undergraduate levels, we are also reviewing the MBA program as well as the master's program in professional leadership. In doing this, it has amounted to a tremendous amount of work on the part of all the individuals within the School of Business, but it, in my opinion, is going to be rewarding, and the results of the reviews are to be presented to Sister Margaret and the cabinet of the university prior to the end of the semester. All of the program reviews were to be submitted to the committee by November 1st, and within the School of Business we will have met that deadline. There's only one program that hasn't been submitted to that committee yet, and that program review, I went through it this morning, and that will be presented to the faculty within that department and then presented to the committee by the deadline of November 1st. So that's something that we find very beneficial to the School of Business, because it's made us take a look very seriously at the programs within the School of Business. I'd like to talk about a few other things that are currently happening. Over the past several years, there has been an increased emphasis placed in the School of Business on service learning. And there are three particular areas that this has involved: the students in free enterprise. Dr. Todd Palmer, who is a professor within our management sciences department, he spearheads that program and has had students involved extensively within that particular program. They are involved in a variety of projects. One of the main ones, they take a trip to the Bahamas during the Christmas holidays. And the students have found that the service work that they do in the Bahamas, it's very enjoyable. It's not a vacation for them because they work very diligently. One of the other programs involves the Bonner Responds. Dr. James Mahar, who is in our finance department, has worked since the Katrina catastrophe a few years ago with students, and not just within the School of Business. It initially started within the School of Business. He took a trip down to Mississippi and New Orleans after Katrina, and then subsequent to that first trip, there were over 300 people that came from the Olean community, including most of those individuals being our own students. There were some alums that participated in that, and since that time, Jim has been very actively involved with the Bonner Response program, and works with students almost on a weekly basis over the weekends, involving them with various projects around the local community as well as other catastrophes that have occurred throughout the United States. The other program that I want to talk about just very briefly is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA program. Dr. Susan Anders, who is a professor in our accounting department, spearheads that program, and in the last 5 years, the students have done income tax returns for individuals of low-income families to the tune of $2.35 million. That's money that comes back into Cattaraugus County, which is a real benefit to the county. In addition, through the efforts of one individual who has donated a significant amount of money to the School of Business, the students have gone to Houston, Texas, and have done tax returns in Houston, again for individuals in low-income families. Another couple of things that I'd like to talk about. One involves our accreditation with AACSB International. We're supposed to submit a report to them by January 15th. And in terms of that report, we've made great strides in three areas in particular. One involves the strategic plan within the School of Business. In terms of that strategic plan, we have a group of faculty members who sit on a strategic planning committee. We initially set up a task force to review where we stood with regard to the strategic plan. A second category involves assurance of learning. And assurance of learning involves assessment being made across the curriculum within the School of Business. And the assurance of learning, what we attempt to do is to take a look at a particular issue and in terms of a goal that we have for the School of Business, and see if in fact we are attaining that goal and having the students learn the things that we say that they should be learning in a particular class. If that doesn't occur, we have to, the term that is used is we have to close the loop, which means that when we make a determination that a student has not picked up a certain item, that we have to then adjust our teaching methods in order to see that down the road in the future that the students will in fact attain that goal, that learning goal that we have set for that particular area. Another category that we've looked at is the faculty qualifications. Since we are AACSB accredited, our faculty have to either be academically qualified or professionally qualified. And all of the faculty, the 26 faculty that currently are teaching in the School of Business, have either one of those qualifications. To be academically qualified, you have to have a PhD in a discipline and teach within that discipline. And in addition, you have to publish refereed in refereed journals, and the requirement that we have set within our School of Business is that a faculty member must have 3 publications within a 5-year period. For professional qualifications, an individual should have worked in a discipline that they are teaching it within the School of Business. So with our faculty, as I've indicated, the 26 faculty members either have the academic qualifications or the professional qualifications. And there are approximately 600 schools in the United States that have the AACSB International accreditation. So these are some areas that we think are very important, and we will be reporting to AACSB at the conclusion of this current semester. Our report is due to them January 15th. The final thing that I'll mention is that at the conclusion of the spring semester last year, we had an off-site meeting of all of our faculty members and discussed various things that were occurring within the School of Business. And as a consequence of that, we've set up 11 committees within the School of Business. And so that means that each faculty member will be sitting on 1, maybe 2, and possibly 3 at the most number of committees. Those committees, I'll just mention a few of them. One is the curriculum committee. We're reviewing the curriculum at the undergraduate level. We have an MBA committee. That MBA committee is now in the process of setting up goals and objectives for assurance of learning purposes. But in addition, they are in the process of reviewing the actual curriculum that is being taught within the MBA program. We have a Business and Family Institute committee that's chaired by Dr. Carol Whitmire. Dr. Whitmire has expertise in family business, so this is something that we want to hopefully stress in the upcoming years within our School of Business. In addition, we have a sports management committee, and one of the things that we do have a sports management minor. We will try to emphasize that sports management minor in the future with offerings in finance, economics, sports law, sports marketing, and sports management. So students will have an opportunity to obtain a minor within our School of Business in that particular category. An increasing emphasis today is being placed on globalization of business. So we have a globalization committee that is exploring our ability to teach coursework effectively covering the globalization area. So those are just a few of the committees. There are some others. I'm not going to go into detail with regard to the other committees, but suffice it to say that we are thoroughly exploring many things that are occurring in the School of Business. We're very proud of the education that we provide at the undergraduate and graduate levels, and we've got a tremendous group of students that have been working toward their degrees within those disciplines. So with that, I'd like to close and thank you for your attention.